tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your number one source in after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, Witches of East End fans.
Yay.
Welcome to the Witches of East End after show here on AfterBuzz. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. With me today, Sam Davidson.
Hi, guys.
And we are talking about Smells Like Teen Spirit. God, I love this song.
I know. Amazing.
Let's jump into this episode. We have so much to cover and so little time. I want to start with Ava because that story wrapped up. So let's deal with this.
As we thought it would. I mean,
I didn't expect it to just conclude.
literally to be like for her to degrade physically,
Yeah.
and then that to be it.
It just, so, okay, so we get all of our answers about Ava today, and we find out she's not pregnant. They do an awesome egg test.
But okay, they got excited about the egg at the beginning, and then
Yeah.
the blood turned.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what spell that was.
I think it's kind of like, this is going to sound so silly, I think it's kind of like the pregnancy test that we have, where you wait for one stripe is pregnant, two stripes is not, and so you see the first stripe and you're like, yay, I'm pregnant, and then the second one hits. That's my theory on how that egg test worked.
I know, because I thought, obviously blood meant good in their terms because they're evil. And then all of a sudden it turned into like a big blood blot.
Blood bath. It was gross. So gross.
This whole episode was a big blood bath.
Yeah, it was kind of gross. So Ava's not pregnant, which really was a relief for me, because regardless of what that meant and what she needed and whatever, I just did not want her to be pregnant with his baby.
Killian is... Personally, I love Killian, but I think he is possibly one of the weakest characters on the show. Might be the weakest.
Interesting. Why do you say that?
He doesn't... Dash is starting to understand his powers, which is bad. Because I think that he is like, mirroring his grandfather.
We'll so get into that. Yeah.
But I think that Killian... And we will get into that, how he starts to realize how strong he is. But before that, I think that he was just like a dumb puppy.
I think Ava made him a dumb puppy.
Yeah.
And I think that now that that's broken, we're going to see a different side to him. But so let's talk about Frillian, as the fans have coined. So Freya finally, we were so upset last week that she didn't put together this whole Ava witch thing. So Freya puts it together, realizes, oh my gosh, Ava's a witch. She must have done a spell.
Yeah. It's like, she's a witch? Yeah, she's a witch.
Yeah. If he comes to you and says, I love you, I don't remember how I even married my wife, and then 2 minutes later is like, oh wait, no, I don't love you, get over it. That's a spell.
Yes.
So Freya figures it out. She breaks into Ava's place, which I want to talk about that place for a second. Where did they get that place? When did they move into that place? When did Alma start living with them?
She was like, we need furniture for my family because I have a big family. Big family includes Alma.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. And like what did you say the last episode? Like I made the bed or like something, like I made the room for her.
I got her a bed or something.
Yeah. I don't know. But
where did they get this apartment or house or whatever? Because they just came to town and magically had a place. Sure. All right. Moving on. Freya breaks in, puts everything together, tries to find, proof, finds this gross potion, and Alma freaks out somehow and breaks glass and then
that is
dies.
Led to her death.
So we then finally, after Freya tells Killian what she found, she's like, I want to confront Ava. They together go back to Ava's house and confront her and get all of the answers we've wanted.
Yeah, because she's ugly.
Yeah.
So she had to tell the truth.
Is that how it works when you're ugly? You have
I
to
think
tell the
so.
truth?
It's like once you get real ugly, you're like, all right, I can't hide anything anymore. Here it is.
Well, so we get answers. Okay, here's the story with Ava. She isn't a witch. She was given powers, and the only way she could keep her powers was to keep having babies from warlocks.
Did she say how long ago it was that she met her first warlock, that this all started?
I don't remember, but I want to say hundreds of years.
Yeah, it's been a while, I think. I mean, she's been a lucky lady.
Yeah. I wonder if, so she needs to keep getting pregnant. She needs to be pregnant before the last child dies. I wonder if she can only have one child at a time, right? Because like if Alma is as old as she is, you could have had plenty of babies in that time. Yeah. Alma looked like she was what, 80, 90?
Yeah, she was old.
So like you have plenty of time to have had, you had 80 to 90 years to have more babies.
Yeah, what has she been doing in the meantime?
Right, especially because she's been young and pretty. I just was a question that crossed my mind. So we get this reveal. Alma has died. She's not pregnant. And thus, she dies. And that's it. That's the story with Ava. Ava, who we met this season, who came in, who started all this drama, disappears and takes the drama with her.
Yes, nothing to do with Grant. What do we call him? Gramps?
Oh, King Gramps.
King Gramps. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with that. Just...
yeah, nothing to do with trying to steal someone's powers. She did love Killian, she said.
I know, I feel bad for her, but also, like, she's old. Gross.
Whoa. Nothing against old people. I just feel like that story was a waste of our time this season.
I love that lady, that woman as an actress from several different shows. Yeah, I'm a big fan of hers. Yeah. But yeah, it was just kind of I think what it was meant to be was a distraction from Freya and Killian being together. That was it. It was just a roadblock. Yeah, it was definitely, I hate to say it, it was a waste of the story. I wanted it to continue through the end. I wanted the next 3 or 4 episodes to be Freya fighting to prove to Killian that he's under a spell. That's what I wanted. I think that perhaps should have started like 3 episodes ago and then to have it be tied up now. Yeah, I would allow that. It felt like we'd been building and building and we just got all the answers. And then all of a sudden it's like, answer. Answer, dead. Well, that story's over with. Moving on. We have Dash and Ingrid. Dash discovers Archibald Browning's books of badness and a photo of Ingrid. So, of course, I don't understand his thing with Ingrid. He, like, loves her, he hates her. He loves her, he hates her. I don't think he hates her. He has a very, very bad anger issue. Yeah. Like, he needs to... I mean, I'm not going to say get into therapy because he would probably kill them. But he's very much like his grandfather. Well, Ingrid points out these beautiful parallels, this cycle that keeps happening, which is fascinating and exciting. And we've talked about, do they have past lives? Maybe Archibald was Dash. Exactly. And that's, there's so many other things in this episode that bring that up. But the curse on Joanna is that she lives forever and her daughters keep on being reborn. So that's why they look exactly the same. Yeah. But who knows as to why or if the thing is that when Freya had her flashback, did the weird trippy thing, Killian and Dash, they looked the same. Yeah. But they did not have the same names, but they still looked the same. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but like I would like to think that they are being born again in the same bodies, and perhaps Dash is not his grandfather, but could be. As far as like being a reincarnation, I think that he would look the same. Right. I just think Archibald, because he was older, it was like an older, right? Because he wasn't the same age that Dash is. Right. No. So maybe that Archibald is what Dash will look like as he gets older. Oh, yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
It just crossed my mind. So we see this great parallel of evil and bad things, and Ingrid explains the past life thing to Dash, and he's like, oh, okay. Like,
my head is exploding. I'm like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
but kind of he's like, like, okay, my head's gonna explode, but I get it. I'll understand and I'll live with it. And
He's like, I've already killed a few people, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be cool.
Ingrid says, like, there's only one way to end the cycle. You have to burn the books and you have to come clean. I don't know if that's the only way. I think maybe if you wouldn't have killed people, that would have been a start.
It's like, it's hard because I think that, what was it in the last season when Wendy did the tarot cards on Freya?
There was one of the boys is the Joker and one is her soulmate.
Yes, and at the time we thought that as an audience that Dash
Was the soulmate.
but he clearly is the Joker. And with their history, as far as his history as a family, he's bad.
Yeah.
And he's not showing good traits. Yeah, bad.
I don't know if I think that it's going to get any better.
No, I think it's going to get worse.
Yeah. Well, you know what does get better? iTunes.
iTunes?
That's right, everybody. I want to take a moment to talk about iTunes because we love hearing from all of you. We really do. We love hearing all of your comments. We love when you tweet at us. We have full-on conversations on YouTube. That's for sure.
Yeah, I saw the YouTube. It's okay, guys. I know that it's a bit controversial for me to be Freya and Killian versus Dash and Ingrid, but I stand by my opinion. Thank you very much.
So we clearly read each and everything that you send to us via iTunes, Twitter, and YouTube. So please keep on sending them because we love it. And what you can do to help us out, we just ask for a few things because clearly we love this show. Clearly we love witches and witchcraft and lifetime dramas. So the only thing that we ask of you is go onto iTunes, rate and review our show. Give us a 5-star if you like us, a 4-star if you don't. And if you don't like us, you better leave a comment and let us know what we can be doing better.
Yeah.
Let us know that I should never do this alone, Sam. Let us know that I should never be doing this show alone. But also, there's one more thing we think you guys can do. You could go to podcast1.com and you can respond to a about 3-minute survey to let us know what we're doing well here, what we could be doing better. It is a listener survey that we have put out at podcast1, that's ONE.com. That's all we need from you. Podcast1, ONE.com.
So easy.
Yeah, less than 3 minutes. And it means a lot to us.
So much.
Yeah.
So much.
Let's get back because there's so much more to talk about. We're running out of time. Let's talk about Killian and Dash. So Killian has now lost his wife, and Dash has been told that his grandfather, who was sleeping with a past life of Ingrid, and I love that she clarifies that there's no way they're related because it did cross my mind for a second.
He's like, wait, you were with my grandfather? And she's like, no.
Yeah. So, okay, they're not related. So Dash has found out that a previous version of his love interest was with his grandfather, and Killian just lost his wife, and Dash now has to come clean about what happened. So he tells Killian that he, on his wedding night, thought he killed him and sent him off to sea.
Yeah, that on Ingrid's part was maybe not the best thing to tell Dash to do, as far as amending his faux pas.
I feel like that is the least. I know that sounds really silly, but it's the least of the things he needs to come clean about. He needed to go to the police and turn himself in.
And he needs an ally in his brother.
Yeah. Which
is a huge thing that I want to touch upon in this because as far as past lives are concerned, they were not brothers as in the one past life that we saw in the 70s.
Well, we found out that they also, Dash isn't always there in the past lives.
Right. But Killian said that you always never wanted me around. And I feel like perhaps this life was the life they were brothers, maybe a couple others, but that they're not usually brothers. They're
And they're not
usually
supposed to be?
nemesis.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think they want to be good to each other in this life because they're brothers, but it's actually very sad because they're not. I think they're not supposed to be good to each other. They're supposed to be enemies.
Interesting. Well, I think they're headed on that path because we see the most amazing magic fight between the two of them.
Can I just say, I'm just one thing.
Go for it.
My cat Buffy was watching this with me, and she likes to watch television. But when that fight was happening, I have never seen my cat so enthralled in a television show as they were throwing whatever they were at each other. She was just all over it.
Yeah.
As was I.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was a beautifully done fight.
Yeah.
Bravo to the people who made that fight. Bravo. It was great. It was nicely done. Only thing that would have made it better was shirtlessness. And that's that's all that you could have done to make it better. It was great. It was, you could just feel it, you know? They were angry. They were shouting. They were throwing stuff. They destroyed the house.
Afterwards, I mean, the house is donezo. I mean, they didn't really explain the repercussions of it, but it looks like it burnt down.
So Dash has been spending this whole season just hanging out in like the attic of the house. He has a mansion. It's a castle even. And he hangs out in the attic. And that's the room they destroyed. You mean
says a
the
little
roof.
Something about Dash, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And so they now have skylights.
Beautiful.
All over the place.
Blessing in disguise, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they could use magic and fix it, I guess. But we see them and they may be dead. No, they're not dead. No. But they look, you know, they're both kind of out of it. And then we see the jar with the floater that Ingrid said, as long as this stays underwater, the body will stay underwater as well. Mm-hmm. And then we see the body float up. So hopefully that is dealt with next episode.
I'm sure it will be, yeah.
And now the big story of the episode, the story we've been putting off.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So, whoa.
Hello.
We're excited. Okay. So Tomcat wakes up together. That's Tommy and Wendy.
So freaking cute.
Can we talk about her bedroom? Where does she have such a giant bed?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want that bedroom.
I want that bedroom.
And the like wind coming in and the sunlight.
I thought they were still in like Bali or wherever they were.
Yeah, no, it's her bed.
Yeah.
Of course it's
amazing. Amazing.
You know we love you, Aunt Wendy.
Yeah, we do. And we want that bed. Yeah, I want the set designers to come build me that bed. So Tommy is sneaking out as Wendy goes down to talk to Joanna and Frederick, who has just come back from speaking with Tarkov. Tommy sneaks out and Tarkov is there to whisk him away. He knows everything. He still remembers that she's a witch. He gets whisked away. Frederick and Tarkov have a meeting in the woods. I'm calling it a meeting. That's not really what it was. And Frederick kind of gets caught in the fact that he did not kill or try to use Caroline as the vessel.
That was, okay, to start with the opening of the episode, which was that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. My mother was actually just like randomly watching with me and she was like, nah! I mean, and I'm glad he didn't stab her.
There was so much blood.
I know. And she's like, it feels weird, but it feels good. That's a scary sentence and a very scary thought.
Yeah.
Can we just actually talk for a second about how old Frederick is?
Right. He's in his thousands. Hundreds, maybe, let's say.
I mean,
and Wendy is in her 20s, yes?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But poor girl. I said this last week, and you guys said that you didn't feel bad for her because you didn't know her well enough yet.
Yeah.
But I still feel bad for her.
I know, because he didn't end up hurting her. He probably healed it and like she woke up in her own bed confused. Like that's what they said had happened. She woke up in her own bed. So she probably thought she was drunk. They did it and she went home. I don't know.
Not like cut slits into her chest.
Whatever. He says to her, don't worry, baby, you won't feel a thing. That's what I want from a man, is not to feel a thing. What? Sorry. That line bothers me.
I know, it really bothered you last week too. Yeah.
So Frederick comes home beaten up by Tarkov. We find out he half reveals things to Joanna and Wendy. He lets them know that Tarkov is evil, that they're trying to find a vessel for the king, and that the king is on his way back. He doesn't reveal that he kind of carried the king into this realm.
But still, though, when was he the king? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions that hopefully will get answered next week. But Wendy and Joanna are like, we're going to kill Tarkov. Because Frederick says, you could do it, Mom. You're stronger than him.
This is actually an episode that I've realized, because Joanna in the past has kind of pissed me off. I'm like, you're so like blah, and like I don't really know what you're doing. I've realized in this episode how powerful of a witch she really is, for her to take on Tarkov, and that they think she can do so means like she is far more powerful than we knew, because she was sick at the beginning of this season. So we saw her as a weak person. Yeah. But she's not at all.
No, she's definitely a kick-ass witch.
Yeah. I love that scene when her and Wendy, you know, were like walking, and like the witch, you know what I'm talking about? They're in black. Yeah. It was like baller.
They are baller. Yeah. They are definitely baller. Well, so they need to find Tarkov. They summon Freya to do the twin soul, mind body thing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. And they go, Freya and Frederick, they go off to find Tarkov, and they find him in an abandoned psychiatric hospital with Tommy, who is all tied up. And Tarkov says that to Tommy, you are the perfect vessel to take the king's spirit, and as soon as I remove him from Frederick. And that's when Freya realizes that Frederick is carrying the king.
Look on her face. I watched it twice, and I loved it. She was like,
yeah. And it was in slow motion.
Yeah, it was beautifully shot, Lifetime. Kudos to you.
Yeah, this episode in general was beautifully shot.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And the last one was so great too. I'm so proud of
Yeah, this season's just really on an upswing, aside from the Ava storyline. So they let go of each other's hands, and Freya lets Joanna know that Frederick came and brought and was working with Tarkov. And Joanna uses these scorpions, which I love that they're like, we could use these scorpions to kill him because we came up with this spell. Love it. They throw it on Frederick and they paralyze him. Oh, it was heartbreaking. What was really heartbreaking is when Wendy said, we should kill him. Wendy, who didn't trust him the whole season and then finally trusted him because he saved her life, has gone back to not only not trusting him, being like, we should just kill this guy, who is my nephew. We should kill my nephew.
Well, I would like to go back a few episodes ago, and I said that Frederick was torn. And that he came there to do bad, but in his heart, he wants to do good. Yeah. And, that's what ended up happening.
It just makes me sad. This is going to sound really petty, I think, but it makes me sad that was what happened, because it was very obvious. We spend the entire first half of the season being told, don't trust him, don't trust him, don't trust him. And then we know that he's going to do something to make us trust him.
To redeem himself,
And then we're going to see that he's actually evil. And then it's going to be, but I was evil and then I fell in love with you. It's like every romantic comedy where it was a bet, but then I fell in love with you. Or, it was an article and then I fell in love with you.
Are you talking about How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and She's All That right now?
Yes, I am. Both of those. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah, you deserve that. But that's what it was. It was I came to kill you and bring the king back, but I realized that you're my family and I love you. Yeah. I hate that it was that obvious.
Okay, this is my thing, is I don't understand the full, the king taking in the vessel, because Frederick was himself a bit.
So we saw as Frederick would have his seizures, that was him communicating with the king. The king's spirit was in him, branded on him, and in his body. And now we need a vessel for him to live in. so that he can come out in this.
So Frederick was not the vessel he was living in.
No, he was just holding him. They needed a proper vessel.
Gross.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. The king was inside Frederick. Sorry, guys. So, Tarkov has cut into Tommy, has realized that Tommy is the one.
I told you, poor freaking Tommy.
Yeah, poor Tommy. Surprised he lived, gotta be honest. And Frederick is paralyzed at home. And then we see that Ingrid is back at the library with Tarkov, and Tarkov calls Freya using a fake voice.
Apparently he has a Scream app.
Yeah, that's weird. Freya shows up. Ingrid's dead on the floor, passed out. We don't know.
So do you think she was already dead at that point?
I have no idea. I think I really don't like that we weren't given any information
about the target. Yeah, I don't either. Hopefully we will.
Hopefully
actually, I don't even really want to know. I hate that.
Well, so Joanna and Wendy get to the psychiatric hospital. Tarkov's not there because he's busy dealing with Freya and Ingrid. And then they confront him at the Bent Elbow. Is that where they were?
Yeah.
Because, once you've found the vessel, you go to a bar.
Obviously. I mean, you need a few drinks.
Yeah. So they confront him. He reveals a lot about himself, that he is not only incredibly strong, that he has been watching and feeling Joanna from afar. He could hear her.
Obsessed stalker.
Yeah. He calls her his reward. She was like, I ain't nobody's prize.
But it's almost as though, Grandpa has been, dangling over his head. If you do this for me, you will get my daughter.
Yeah.
Who is amazing. And is that part of the reason why he's doing this?
I think, I do believe that. I think that we've understood from the last few episodes that Tarkov is in love with Joanna. He's always loved her. He's always wanted to be her, but he was never worthy. And now he knew that if he helped the king, if he was a spy for the rebels, he would eventually please the king enough that he would be worthy of her hand, regardless of what she wants. Because,
but she's different now.
Oh, I think she was never on the king's side.
No, but she said, though, she's like, I don't kill people anymore. I think that she did she probably killed the bad guys. Yeah. But still, nonetheless, I think that she really tried to not do violence. But I think that back in Asgard, she was a bit of a rebel. Yeah,
I agree. And I think Tarkov was turned on by that.
Yeah.
I think I love that she's like, I'm not a reward. I'm not your prize. That's not how this works.
I mean, she's too old she's beautiful. And I get that witches age differently, blah, blah, blah. But she is like, I'm not about that right now.
Yeah.
No.
She doesn't have time for that. So she tries to kill him with a scorpion. Tarkov, of course, saw it coming because he's a strong psychic. And he goes to find Frederick and tell him the good news that he found the one, that the King Gramps is coming. And Frederick, I'm so happy with how he ambushed Tarkov and shot him with the scorpion. And he says to him, I'm going to kill the host and then I'm going to kill myself. Which this might sound weird, but I was so happy to hear him say that.
It's a huge, beautiful sacrifice. Someone that's lived centuries. If you really love your family, then that's what you got to do.
You got to do what you have to do to make this war end. And it was a really great statement. And this sounds so weird, but I really want to see that. I want him to succeed. I want him to kill the vessel and then kill himself. That sounds so terrible, but I want them to be free.
Okay, well, I just want to say I was right from the beginning.
Okay.
And B, I would like for someone else to die besides Frederick because, he means well.
Sure, he does mean well, but he also was bad.
Probably will die.
Well,
what are you going to do?
Tarkov, his last words are, I left you a present in the garden.
I thought it was going to be Tommy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, oh no. I mean, I was like, I expected Tommy, and go ahead.
I expected it to be who it was, but not in the state that they were in.
It was, oh my God.
I expected them to be like tied up as like prisoners, but not the way we saw them. Yeah. So
it's extremely upsetting.
It was the biggest surprise. I did not see it coming.
Well, they said for last week that somebody's on a diet, but they didn't say two people, and that they're the stars of the show. They can't die.
Right. It really, really surprised me. I can't even say it. It was just so, I did not expect it. I thought somebody would be out there to kill Frederick. Mm-hmm. That might be it. When he said, I left you a present, that maybe Tommy would have been there to stab him. Anyway, it's Freya and Ingrid hanging from a tree.
Amazing makeup by Lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean,
beautifully
it was
shot.
Atrocious and awful and so upsetting, and I don't even know what else to say.
Joanna and Wendy come home.
So sad.
And they go out into the garden, and oh my gosh, it was just heartbreaking. They see them hanging there, and it is just so heartbreaking. Ugh, what a crazy episode.
Yeah, it was insane, and there's 4 episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what kind of made me angry, though. I don't think that they died. They said someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
They died, 2 people. I mean, if you want to count Tommy. Well, but he didn't die.
He didn't die.
No. But that's not...
Well,
I hope not.
I think maybe it's time we head into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay. We have a lot of predictions, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The promo showed the king and what looked like Wendy offering her last life. So that's what I got from the promo. What do you think?
Well, I got from the promo that Wendy sees Tommy, and what does he say? He's like, hello, daughter.
Yeah.
It's like awkward.
Yeah, it's creepy.
I mean, God, we just had sex.
Yeah.
Like, why are you saying that to me? So obviously King Gramps is in Tommy's body.
Yeah.
I think that Killian is going to try to somehow revive Freya. Probably Dash with Ingrid as well.
Yeah.
And I think they will. I'm a little bit nervous that they're going to be a little bit weird after they do so, because let's be real here. Witches are female dominant. I truly think that the power of witches comes within females. The warlocks, they're nice, they're fun, they're powerful, but I think they let their power and emotions get ahead of them. So that's the whole thing, I think. But anyways, I think they're going to bring them back.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's no way that if it was the season finale, I would think that then the next season would be Joanna giving birth to them again and it's starting over. I could totally believe that.
But that would be like season 4.
Right. Like that would be the next season. The fact that we still have episodes ahead of us makes me believe that 1, they're not dead for good. 2, that everyone's going to do what they can to bring them back. And I think we know that you can't take a life, or you can't give a life without losing a life.
But I don't want Hannah Whitney to give her last life. Like,
right.
But my question is, would that life only be from one of them?
Yeah. So,
which it would.
Right. I think Frederick will for sure sacrifice himself for his twin. And I think that means we just need, that sounds so terrible, we just need someone to kill themselves for Ingrid to live.
I don't want anybody to, though.
Right.
Except for maybe Dash, but he's not going to do it.
Whoa.
Sorry, I know people are going to be mad about this.
I'm mad about that. You want Dash to kill himself?
No, I don't want him to, but if I had to choose... Between
Dash and Killian?
Well, Dash and Killian / Dash giving his life to someone which could possibly be Ingrid.
Well, I mean, as we've seen, Dash has found a way to balance the keeping someone alive to murdering someone by taking out criminals. Where he saved the little boy.
Dexter Witch.
Yeah. So that might be interesting that Dash just goes and finds criminals in the ER.
Well, but we don't even know the rules of that yet.
Yeah, no.
How that works.
I think that Tommy is going to be the vessel for part of the episode. I think at some point King Gramps is able to step out of the vessel and into our realm, because we did see an actor whose name I can't remember, who I love, who's been in a lot of great stuff, showing up. He was in Doctor Who, and I feel really bad that I don't know his name. So
I wish I could help you. I don't know.
No, there was an old white guy, and I think that he is the king. I think he's going to step out of the vessel, which I think might kill Tommy.
Yeah, I'm really worried about Tommy's mortality.
Yeah, I feel like this episode, their promise that someone will die was misleading, and I think that we still have more deaths ahead of us. Oh, you know what?
What?
Someone did die.
Who?
Ava.
Oh, right. Oh, gosh. We always forget about her.
Well, because her story just wrapped up.
Yeah. Well,
Ava died.
Actually, well, 2 people died.
And so did Alma.
Alma.
Her favorite daughter.
I suppose you're right about that. Yeah. It wasn't any of the ones we...
No.
Yeah.
I never thought that Ingrid and Freya would die. I love that they took that risk. Of course, they're not going to stay dead.
But it was like a really upsetting scene.
Mm-hmm.
I give kudos to them on that.
Great episode. We have only a few more left. Hopefully we can get some guests to join us to talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah. So tweet out to your favorite stars of the show and tell them they should join us on the after show. And of course, tweet out to us. Sam, where can we find you?
I am on Twitter at SamD43 and on Instagram at SamD43 as well.
Awesome. And you can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. There you'll find information about the beautiful stylings from Siren's Boudoir. And of course on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And we will see you next week for more Witches of East End.
Yay!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.